Minasan konnichiwa, it's me, Shogo.
And Harumi.
How are you guys doing? We are doing very, very good today because we are recording this during the day,
Yay!
not at night. When we don't have enough time, I think recording at nighttime is okay too, sometimes. But as much as possible, if we have more time during the day, I was like, I think we should start recording during the day a little bit more because our brains are still alive. Yeah, hopefully. A little bit more than nighttime. Yeah. And before we start talking about anything, I'm sure you're really curious about what's on the screen right now. So I'd like to explain to you guys, first of all, what's happening here. Okay. So as you can see, the lady on the right, of course, is Harumi. Yeah, she is now listening to this gentleman here, Miyake-san, talking, explaining about his work. But this is actually a workshop in Kyoto where they make a specific type of kimono called the uchikake. And they're all handmade and everything. It was a beautiful workshop that we were able to visit. So basically, they actually have this activity where you get to kind of go visit the workshop, learn about how they make the things there, and also you get to make this small frame, kind of small piece of fabric, basically, that you get to kind of do part of their work, what they're doing here, you know? And it's kind of like an activity, 2-hour activity kind of thing that's posted. It's available on Wabunka. And Wabunka is actually, you guys might know about this already too, but it's a reservation website like TripAdvisor, like Viator, like Airbnb experiences. But it's a website, a website that specifically focuses on activities related to Japanese traditional culture.
Yeah.
And of course, we, as Let's Ask Shogo, we've been tagging up with Wabunka a lot, and we've been introducing their activities. We actually have an affiliate link where you can, if you book through my link, I'll be able to receive feedback, kickback kind of stuff, and all that kind of stuff. So we work with them anyways. And they were just one of the places that were that's available on Wabunka, and they were recommended to us. So we were like, of course, we'd love to go. I mean, Harumi and I, we love kimonos. We are also, professionals in the field too. So we wanted to learn more about it. So we visited this workshop here. And to make a long story short, we have to say this activity here, the people working here and the work was A++++++, maybe. No, it was just so much fun and exciting that Harumi and I were talking about it the whole time we were heading home after the filming too. It's actually just the 3 of them working here at this workshop. The father and the mother you saw earlier on the other side of the room, and they actually have a son. They said it's their second son that's working with them. Just the 3 of them work at this workshop, and they make everything by hand. As you can see, he's explaining to us how they're making their uchikake. Oh, by the way, uchikake is a type of kimono that's worn by brides. People who are participating in their weddings. It's basically you wear it once in your lifetime kind of thing. So it's very gorgeous. It's like the best kimono you can ever have kind of thing, because it's going to be once in a lifetime event, right? So, so as you can see, it's beautiful. Yeah, they're all handmade, but they actually apply the gold to it. They apply some shells to it. And they dye everything, of course, and, everything almost by themselves. There's some parts of the process where they actually have different factories, companies work and help them out. But I would say, 80 to 90% of the work, they do it themselves.
Yeah.
They even process the specific type of gold, specific type of shells to be used on these fabrics. And they apply themselves, they cut, they apply, they glue and all, everything, on by themselves. And so they're explaining to us how that's done. We probably went, because there were so many things going on recently. We had to introduce a lot of different videos and all that kind of stuff, right? But so I think we went here like 2 months ago. It was midsummer.
Yeah, I was wearing summer kimono. So.
He's wearing a summer kimono. It was a very, very hot time. But it was probably one of the best experiences we've ever introduced before on Let's Ask Shogo. And we're really we're working on the video now. There's so many videos that we have to work on. How many videos do we have in stock right now? I think we have the Kyujutsu Dojo we've already introduced. We have this. We also have the sushi experience we've already introduced. We have 2 men's kimono shops I visited in Tokyo. Fujikiya-san and Takemoto-san, which we'll probably be introducing too on Shogo's Harumi's podcast, because Harumi has not seen the shop before, so it'd be be great if we can see those together. There's a lot, so at least 5-6 videos, I think. Yes, we need to edit. And as you guys know, Harumi's kimono-related stuff has started this year, right? You know, becoming a professional, starting the lessons, all that kind of stuff. Harumi has more and more students, by the way, which is amazing. How many lessons do you hold a week, I think? It's quite a lot, right?
Not so much.
5 or 6, maybe?
Not that much.
Really?
Not that many. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
That's quite a lot of lessons, though. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I want more.
You like had more lessons? Yeah. Of course, you would always want more students.
Yeah. And I really want to have a group lessons because everyone can chat and having fun with each other, like talking about kimono.
Right now, all the lessons are basically private. So it's one-on-one almost. So
that's great too, because I can concentrate to improve their skills and they can ask questions. But usually they don't have any questions. Of
course. Until you really get used to dressing yourself and start to understand things, there's not that many questions. You got to really focus on getting used to it first of all. So
what totally they ask sense. Now usually are like really a normal, like not random question, like how to say basic questions. So that is suit to everyone. So it's all about removing the errors and how to remove the wrinkles. Why can I do this? Because it's this. It applies to everybody. So I want to chat with everyone in group lesson. That's better to know each other's situation.
Exactly. So anyways, Harumi's holding a lot of lessons right now. And, the whole Harumi kimono sensei kind of stuff started this year. I always say, I have this another theory that, at least for us, at least for our company, Harumi and my company, it usually takes around 2 years for any project to kind of stabilize, if that makes sense. It was the same for me when I was working at Yushinkan Kyoto for a samurai experience, for all the previous jobs that I had too, for Asayama Ichiden Ryu, the YouTube channel, the online lessons, until we kind of got really used to doing it, and we kind of like have this method basically to run it properly. It usually takes about 2 years. So it's still on the first year right now. So Harumi is still preparing a lot of stuff, the items we need for the lessons, how to advertise it, how to hold the lessons itself, how to communicate, all these kind of stuff is still, kind of at a beginner stage, if that makes sense, So there's so many things we have to prepare. So, but still at the same time, again, going back to the story, there's so many videos that we need to edit. And some of the people are starting to ask us, when's the video coming out, we're
sorry.
Like, we're sorry, We really wish we had like 3 or 4 of us, each other, each of us. If there were 3 or 4 more of us, it'd be a lot easier to do stuff. But there's only one per Harumi and Shogo, so and we have 3 kids and all that kind of stuff. It's definitely not very easy for us all the time, but we will definitely be introducing those places too very soon. One of the good things about this podcast I really like is that we get to introduce these places before we can complete the editing for Last Ask Shogo, and this is basically a no-cut version almost, right? You get to see the whole footage that we've recorded. So basically, if you watch the full video, it should be shortened a lot, to a certain amount. So you won't be able to see everything. So this is so it's just amazing. If we'll definitely explain to you guys more in detail about what they do here, all the detail techniques and everything, which is amazing. It's unbelievable that a person can be so concentrated and focused for such a long time to work on these masterpieces. But anyways, speaking of doing new things, by the way, guys, there was one thing I wasn't able to explain to you guys last week, even though it was already decided. Basically, I became 3rd dan in the online lessons in Asayama Ichiden Ryu, and I am also 2nd dan in Honbu. So there's 2 different dan rank systems in Asayama Ichiden Ryu right now, and one is for the online lessons that's mainly focused on EI techniques, and the Honbu, which is basically a balance of Kenjutsu and EI. Kenjutsu is the main part; it's like 70% of the requirements, and 30% is about the EI techniques. We do batokyon and stuff like that too. But yeah, so I have third dan in online and second dan in the Honbu. So now I've received permission also to become a club leader, we call it. Club leaders are not, what should I say, official, fully trained instructors yet, but you're kind of like a semi-instructor. You can kind of support the instructors. And if you are given permission, you're allowed to start like your own study group kind of thing in wherever you live. And currently I think we have like 6 club leaders right now through the online lessons. If you include me, I think it should be 7 or 8-ish. I need to confirm. But I've decided to start my own study group in Kyoto.
Yay.
So, again, as you guys know, August and September was very busy with the extra seminars and also the training camp and such. But finally, now that I have more time until, next year's events happening, I thought, starting the training club right now in Kyoto would be the best timing for that. So from next week, actually less than a week now in about 6 days, the first training is going to be held. It's going to be held on Tuesday nights in Kyoto at a dance studio called Dance Studio Cell. It's like a rental place. Yeah, it's a really, really good place. It's huge. Ceiling's very high. Yeah, ceiling's really high. So it's doesn't affect the training at all, in terms of swinging katanas and such. And so far, I've already have 4 people who said they'd like to come to the first training already.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think that's amazing to be honest. Yeah, I get to have that many students immediately. So, well, I shouldn't say they're my students yet. I can't say they're my students. I guess I could say they're my kohai. Yeah, we say in Japanese, you're juniors. I'm just like a senpai senior student that's kind of helping, to get into the Asayama Ichiden Ryu training. And if you really want to learn more, obviously you should learn more from the headmaster sensei or the Shihandai instructors, Tsukada sensei and Kurosawa sensei, which you can, by the way, wherever you live, through online lessons. I really hope that the Kyoto training club studying group kind of thing will be a good opportunity for everyone to get to know more about Asayama Ichiden Ryu. And what's great about the Kyoto training club is that because I'm the one running it, regardless of if you're Japanese or if you're from overseas originally, you'll be able to take part in our training, right? Yeah, because I'll be able to explain everything both in English and Japanese. And among those 4 people that I mentioned that are coming on the first training, one of them are Japanese and the other 3 are from different countries around the world. And I'm very excited that once I actually do open up my own dojo in the future, we'll be able to absolutely have a lot more students, I believe. I'm going to be opening my dojo in the future for one-time comers too. That makes sense?
Yeah.
I think I'll be making like these experiences kind of stuff like on TripAdvisor and all that kind of stuff during the day. So people can come to this like 2-hour, 3-hour program or whatever, so they can come to training and experience what Kobudo is like. And there'll be actual training, in the evening. And if you want to participate in that too, there'll be another different type of training, And I'll have regular students and we'll probably be holding events and all that kind of stuff. And my image of holding a branch of Asayama Ichiden in the future is so much more clear now.
Yeah.
Thanks to preparing, for this the study group, the training club and all that kind of stuff. So it's been really, really exciting. And Harumi and I actually yesterday went to this beautiful company, I guess we can say, that sells a lot of kimonos and also kimono-related items.
Yeah.
Snell Sensei too works with them as well, but they're a place called Itomi-san.
Yeah.
And I've actually been purchasing a lot of their katas and their items, and Harumi has too, by the way. But we had an honor to actually visit their company yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
And we've purchased a couple of their products, and we'll be able to sell those on our website and all that kind of stuff too in the future. And so going to that their company this has like a few stories tall building, and each floor has like different items and products and all that kind of stuff. It was so exciting. Yeah. Not just the amount of the kimonos that they have, but all the small items for kimono dressing. Like I don't know, I don't dress myself in women's kimono, but women's kimono need a lot of stuff, right? You need all the different types of underwear, undershirts and the towels for adjustments and all that kind of stuff. And then on top of that, you have the kimonos, juban and the kimonos, and you also have the accessories, all those different types of stuff, which were the variety of the items there was just simply really amazing. And I personally loved, of course, there were some what should I say, sections for men's kimono too. And I really liked how the types of zori and seta they had, the footwear for men's kimono. I personally love those very, very much. So we actually purchased one pair yesterday. So we're going to be taking pictures of those. So we'll be able to sell on our websites. Itomi-san is not a place where you can go, like, what should I say, a normal customer, you can't go directly and go buy them, right? You have to be a company that actually has relationships with them. So we'll be able to basically handle their products kind of thing as a company very soon. So yeah, I'll definitely be selling their tabis, also their zori and seta, and some of their obis too, probably. And hopefully in the future, like maybe when we have a little bit more profit, is that the right word, guys? Yeah, we'll be able to gradually add more items to the list, and we'll be able to have more options on our website in the future. So I really, really hope you can look forward to it. I personally was very excited, and seeing all those kimonos and items lined up on those the hangers and everything on desks and everything lined up, I was like, I really had a more clear image of whenever I actually have a dojo of my own in the future, maybe a section, a corner of the dojo could be a place where we are like selling men's kimono. So yeah, that's my image. So maybe somewhere near the entrance, we could be selling, like, we can have like one wall with men's kimono, being sold, not just the kimonos, but also, the items like the tabis and setas and haori himo and all those kind of stuff. And you get to try them on in a small corner there. And I would love to have another wall with tatami mats leaning against the wall so we can practice the shuriken. And yeah, so basically my image right now of the dojo in the future is going to be like a storage house, if that makes sense. Storage houses are really big, right? And they're very usually very tall, high. The ceiling's really high. So all you have to do is renovate the flooring and change it kind of into a house, basically. Yeah, and you'll be able to immediately start using it. The only problem with that is that most storage houses, where they're positioned, where they are usually not very much in the center area of each city. I actually just came across a really, really awesome place the other day on the internet. Yeah, but unfortunately, I'm not at the right timing to be able to open a branch. So I'm sure someone else will be taking that storage house very quickly. Yeah, everything was really good. The whole place was really good. Of course, it's very expensive because it was really close to Kyoto Station. It was a two-story storage house. The ceiling's really high. It was very, very big. And yeah, just a little bit of renovation, I'm sure we'll be able to use it as a dojo. So shuriken space, some area for selling kimonos, and 2 stories of training place would have been really amazing. I'm sure that when the time comes and we can actually open our own dojo, I'm sure we'll be able to meet in an even better place. Yeah, that's what I personally believe, anyways. Because life is always giving us the best options, right? So yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, not just in Kyoto, but also in the future, it'd be great if I can actually open another dojo in Fukuoka, which is Harumi's home city. I've been talking about that for so long because I just really love how the atmosphere of Fukuoka. Have you ever been to Fukuoka before, guys? Please let me know in the comments if you ever have been to Fukuoka before. But if you haven't, yeah. Those of you, if you're listening to this, if you're training Asayama Ichiden Ryu, maybe Josh Michael, it'd be great if we could go to Fukuoka together next year. Yeah. I just thought about that right now as I'm talking, but the trip to Fukuoka just for fun together next year, maybe in between the seminars and training camp. There's usually like the weekends and maybe a Monday before the next seminar, 3-day seminar begins. That could be a lot of fun. Yeah, I love the food there. I actually haven't been able to properly, do any sightseeing in Fukuoka before because whenever I go to Fukuoka, it's usually to see my in-laws, right? So maybe that could be really cool. Yeah. So if you're training Asayama Ichiden Ryu, if you're coming to the next year's training camp, if we can visit Fukuoka together, that could be a lot of fun. Yeah. On top of the training, of course, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, in the future, yes, I really hope to be able to open up a dojo in Fukuoka. The reason is not only because I love Fukuoka, but also the fact that Asayama Ichiden Ryu is really centered in the Kanto area, and not many people are doing it in the western side of Japan, the west side of Japan. So that's the Kansai area, that's the Chugoku area, so that's like Hiroshima, all that kind of place, and also the Fukuoka area, of course. Kyushu, is no one doing it in that area, So, and it's really difficult to start, a new dojo in an area that you have no relationship with, right? Yeah, because if it's Fukuoka, if I ever go there, I'll still be able to see my in-laws, and I have some relationships with the area, right? Yeah, so I think that'd be great if I can be an instructor someday that open the first dojo in the Kyushu area in Kyoto. That would be a dream come true. So, and I'll definitely be, as I said earlier, hopefully I'll be able to have some down ranks in Negi Shiryu, Shurikenjutsu by then, as I talked a little bit about last week. We started the online lessons and stuff. So we might be able to do not just the Asayama Ichiden Ryu experience during the day activities, but also maybe for Shuriken, maybe I can do the men's kimono dressing lessons, not at Kato Shoten-san, but at my own dojo. And in the evening, we'll have a lot of trainings, and maybe even in the morning, I might hold some online lessons of my own, Shogo's Kobudo online lessons, not Six Sensei's, but not Scout Sensei, Kurosawa Sensei, but Shogo's Kobudo online lessons, and maybe doing all the special weapons and all that kind of stuff too, on my own too, with a cheaper price at a different time from the senseis, from the other senseis. So depending on the time difference, or maybe the day of the week and all that kind of stuff, maybe more people will be able to join. Like maybe some people are like, oh, I work on the weekends, when we have the online lessons right now, they're all on the weekends usually, or on Fridays. So if we can hold more on, days during the week, we might be able to welcome more people who have maybe like some special jobs that have to work on the weekends, all that kind of stuff. So that's a lot of the stuff I'm hoping to do. So I have all of these different projects and businesses that I have in mind to keep the dojo in Kyoto running. And that's just really, really keeps me very excited. So it's going to be a dream. Hopefully that's coming true maybe 2-3 years. I'm always talking with the senseis of Asayama Ichiden Ryu, including Six Sensei, that we really need to have more instructors helping out with the teaching, because there's more and more and more and more new students, but there's only like 2 or 3 black belt senseis that can help out Six Sensei with the teaching and everything. So if we can have more instructors who can speak not just Japanese but multiple languages, and having their own branches, dojos all around the world, be great. And again, as we always talk about, our goal is to achieve the 7,000 students during the golden age of Asayama Ichiden Ryu during the Edo period. If we can revive that by 2034, it'd be amazing. That would be our dream. So it'd be great if you can continue cheering us on with that as well. I'm very, very excited. But of course, that's all in the future. Right now, what's right in front of me is the Kyoto Training Club. I've already purchased a lot of extra bokutos, and I have tons of yaito at home, so I'll be bringing those to every training, so even first-time comers or people who don't have any equipment for the training yet can participate in the training as well. So I'm very, very excited about that as well. I'm so sorry that what we're talking about right now and what you're seeing on the screen is very different. But I do, again, as I said earlier in the beginning, yes, I really highly, super highly recommend this activity here. So if you're interested, I'll have it in the description box and maybe in the pinned comment too. So it'd be great if you could check it out and visit this place too. It's a bit pricey. All the activities on Wabunka are super authentic, and they're all private too, I believe. So they're very expensive compared to the other activities. But if it's a once in a lifetime event, if it's for something like a really special occasion, like meeting the Maikos and stuff like that too, I would definitely recommend it, because the quality is super guaranteed. Very, very high. So with that said, what do you plan, by the way? Do you want to have your own place in the future too? Because you want to be like an instructor in Nihon Buyo and kimono dressing, all that kind of stuff too, right? Do you want to have your own place for teaching, or would you continue just using a rental place for that too? Or
I have no image for now, but maybe someday in my lifetime, like when maybe in my 50s, maybe I can have my place like Shizuki Sensei have.
Yeah.
And some kimono place and
Oh, so she has her own dance class room, or
not dance classroom, but her house.
Yeah. Where she lives, right? She uses one of the rooms where she lives as a place to hold classes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she has enough space to dance, so
Yeah.
that looks nice. And yeah, if I can have my place in my 50s, then I guess it's great. But I think we can do it at the same place.
Oh, okay. At the dojo, you mean?
Yeah.
Maybe even during the day, stuff like that.
Because we don't need mirrors, and we just need some like space.
Yeah.
Then it's fine.
That's what I always talk about when we discuss a little bit about Nihonbyo, you know? I really love how Nihonbyo doesn't use that much space for the training. Yeah. I mean, I, of course, see the Japanese traditional culture from a business point of view, too. Because I personally believe, as I explained before many times, ignoring the business aspect of Japanese traditional culture, but saying that it's important that we have to preserve it is very ignorant of its future. Because regardless of the time period, let's go back to the Edo period or whatever, you know, the reason why all the Japanese traditional culture that's existing today has existed through all this time is not just because it was the spirit of Japanese people or all that kind of stuff. That's important too, of course. That's an important aspect. But it's not just that. It helped people, you know, with their lives. You know, it was something that was necessary to maintain their dignity or all these kind of things. So it's not just that it's important because it's a culture. You know, there has to be more aspects, more reasons why people want to carry it down. And one of the reasons has to be because it makes enough profit or money. Otherwise, no one's going to be doing it. Yeah, it's not. No one's going to volunteer to protect a culture forever. That's impossible. We need to create a system that everyone can continue doing that because they can make a living from it, right?
Yeah.
Now, with that said, I really feel that Nihonbyo is amazing because it can basically what should I say, proceed to so many different types of businesses, as I've been talking with Harumi about so many things. But Nihonbyo can hold lessons for people. Yeah, you can hold lessons. You can do shows in a very small space, and you can also sell products related to Nihonbyo. So that's the not just the kimonos, but also the fans, the tenugui, the hand towels. You know, you could get the umbrellas that we use for dancing and all these different equipment. You know, and yeah, all that kind of stuff. So, for example, Asayama Ichiden Ryu or any Budo, we can do experiences. Yeah, we can teach people. We can sell products. But one of the elements is missing, and that is to show it as a performance. Yeah, Budo is not for performing. Yeah, we do performance sometimes, you know, at special events, but that's not the main thing. If you start training for performances, you're going the wrong path. Yeah. Now, let's say this is music, or no theater is even more difficult. Tea ceremony is very difficult too, because no theater, you can hold shows. You might be able to do activities, but will you be able to sell things? No masks, maybe fans, but not that much, right? Would you be able to have students? Kind of. Very difficult though, no theater. Tea ceremony. Can you do it for activities? Yes, you can do activities and you can sell items. Can you do it for performances? Yes, but that's really similar to Budo. If you start doing tea ceremony for performances, you're kind of going in the wrong direction, at least from our point of view. Yeah. So Nihonbyo has everything. You can maintain its authenticity, but still be able to spread out to so many different types of businesses, I feel. Basically everything that I can think of. You know, performances, activities, students, selling products, everything is okay, you know. I really like that. No theater, you actually need so many people to hold a proper no performance. Yeah, the main actor, the sub characters, the few instruments, the 8 chorus people, you know, and also the people who, if it's depending on the piece, you need people who are supporting the actors, like giving them the items that they need for the acting. Yeah, maybe bringing them out of this box. You know, sometimes the whatever it is, the spirit of whoever is actually hidden inside the bushes or you know, inside a tree or you know inside the bamboo forest, and they actually use like an actual box to express the spirit came out from the bushes, and you know they open it up from the sides, the curtains and all that kind of stuff, and they have to push that cart away from off the stage. Yeah, so there are people who work for that too. Yeah, so if you want to have like a proper performance, there's a lot of people that's needed. Now, you could do like a abbreviated version, but that's not like the full no performance, unfortunately. So you can't call that super authentic, right? But Nihonbyo is made to be small, you know, made to be performed on tatami mats in a small area on purpose. And that's the super authentic way of doing it. So I think that's amazing. Yeah, Nihonbyo is amazing in a lot of ways. I'm sure, and Harumi and I always talk about this, but kimono dressing, you know, is a lot of fun. Being able to express yourself through kimonos, like men's kimono is the same too. It becomes your identity, it becomes your character. So it's really fun. It's a lot of fun. It's really important that we carry on kimono culture as well. But when it comes to kimonos, it's great, but you put it on and you're like, okay, I have kimono on. And that's it, right? You know? I think what's important is that we have something to do after you have kimonos on.
Yeah.
I think it's really similar to like how I see a men's kimono. A lot of my friends, like who's training together in Asayama Ichiden Ryu and such, we always wear dogi. It's really similar to men's kimono, right? Yeah. And we have a purpose of training. Yeah. And then outside of training, we enjoy fashion, you know, as kimonos too, kind of thing. So for women's kimono too, just putting it on and taking it off, you know, just putting it on, taking some pictures inside the house and taking it off is okay too. But if you have some training with it, I think that's amazing. Because you could do, for example, Japanese traditional instruments. You could do tea ceremony with the kimono on and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, tea ceremony needs a lot of utensils and the instruments too. You need to have an environment where you can make a lot of sound. You need to have the instrument, which sometimes could be very big, like the koto and such. Yeah. And you don't have to wear kimonos. That's the thing. That's the thing. It doesn't have to be a kimono. Even in tea ceremony, you could just be wearing Western clothes, and that's okay, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Only at special events like a chakai, a proper tea ceremony, you know, people. That's when people would finally wear kimonos. Until then, just in normal training, they would usually just be wearing Western clothes, like their normal clothes, you know. Harumi and I always go to our training in kimonos, but that's very rare, actually.
Yeah.
So, but Nihonbyo, you have to wear kimonos.
Yeah.
The training in Nihonbyo without a kimono on doesn't make any sense at all, because one of the purposes of Nihonbyo is to make your kimono look beautiful.
Yes.
The movements are based on the assumption that you're trying to make your kimono look the best. So if you're not wearing it, you can't practice that at all, right? You need your sleeves for certain movements. You need to have, you know, restrictions on your leg movements to practice certain movements and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I really, really hope that we'll be able to do a lot of stuff related to Nihonbyo as well. Not just the dancing, but also certain movements that you do with the kimono on makes you look more elegant or beautiful. Those kind of things too. So if Harumi can teach those in the future someday too, I think that'd be great. So
I hope so.
All right.
Yeah.
Then guys, thank you so much for listening. It's been over 30 minutes now. And speaking of tea ceremony, we actually have tea ceremony training right after this. So we gotta head over now. Harumi especially takes a lot of time to put on the kimono and everything. So we have to get going. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm so happy we were able to post this on schedule. Finally, we're back on schedule. Yes, next week we'll be back on schedule too. Hopefully, I'll look forward to it. Then, guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.